what is it like if you can pinpoint what women are like, ugh, I hate you, buddy, Adam, whoever, because you like Andrew Tate? Can you pinpoint what precisely triggers women?
Maybe the age thing. Maybe the fact that he just puts them all. I mean, like when you're at like 18 to 20, you're stupid. Like, you don't know nothing.
Yes.
So
that's how they like them.
I know that he's
not true. I can't let you sit there and say that.
I disagree. I saw a video of him straight up saying you got to find them and during those ages so you can groom them, like so you can find. In other words, so you can find their. Yeah.
I don't know. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. Can I just add to that? I think it's really interesting because I really understand, like I do understand why men want women at such a young age so that they can mold them. Like I fully get it because, you know, you want her on your path before she becomes indoctrinated by feminism and, you know, she's all about the career and doesn't want to, you know, support you and everything like that. I can't remember where I was going with this actually. Wait,
feminism doesn't affect everyone though. Like you can have a mind of your own and do your own thing. Like you don't have to like go one way or the other. Like and you can be smart and successful and beautiful. I mean, we've come a long way. Botox and Juvederm. Like today is 30 and 48 like yesteryears. You know what I'm saying? People live longer now. Like you don't have to find them in that time period. Like everything else he says, I swear, is like intelligent. And then it just seems outdated.
Well, what I was going to say was it's fascinating because I get why men want them young so they're moldable, right? But when I think of myself, even like 2 or 3 years ago, you know, when I was like 20, 21, 22, I don't even think I would have been a good wife. Like you couldn't even mold me at that age. Like I'm very close with my brother and a lot of my opinions are because he molded me, right? But even so, you just couldn't make me a good housewife at 20, 21 or 22 or 23. It wasn't until even 24, it wasn't until I was like 25, I was like, actually, even in the last 6 months, like I would be a great wife now, but like I'd be a much better wife today than I would be 6 months ago, right?
Absolute facts. You're always learning and growing.
So it's like, yes, I understand mold her when she's young, but even when I was like 20, I wouldn't have been a good housewife.
Go ahead.
I think that just comes down to how you're being raised, right? Because if you grow up in a 2-parent, well-rounded, and I'll say religious household, you're going to be absolutely fine being a housewife and a stay-at-home mom 20 to 24. But I think that just shows where women are at. And I don't think you can get away from feminism. Every woman is a feminist to a little bit of a degree. I talk to average women pretty frequently. And I can understand why men want to go younger. I don't think they want us dumb. I think they want us to be cooperative and not combative. And I've worked with women. Sometimes I coach women and I really hate is a strong word. I really dislike coaching women that are 30 and older because it's too hard to break the mental models that they've already formed. And how old was the woman that you were talking to in Miami, do you think?
Shit.
Late 20s?
Shit, no matter.
I think she was 29.
Right, late 20s. So that's like an example of really bad girl game and indoctrination. You do something nice for me. I tell you, you like this guy. And basically, in my mind, I think that you're a scumbag. But these same women are going to complain that they're not dateable and that they're single in their 30s. Whereas like, for me, I don't feel bad for you. Like you had a choice. You could have been a wife sooner. I mean, whatever. But my point is that that's a lot of American women right now. They're just outright disrespectful, ungrateful, unkempt, and I think it's a struggle on both of the sexes right now.
Nat, you want to weigh in?
Sorry, I was looking at the chat.
We'll get to the super chat in a sec.
I'm also
reading
the chat.
Say that again.
We were talking about Andrew Tate.
Yes.
And Leia, and I started the conversation with Sarah, basically saying if you could pinpoint what women don't like about Tate. Then we kind of got into the feminism component, and you just looked like you were ready to talk, and maybe I misinterpreted that.
That's okay. Now I'm ready to talk.
If you could pinpoint what
people don't like about him,
exactly what women get triggered about it. She said the age and the moldable. By the way, I'm going to weigh in on this moldable young age in a second. So,
I think it's really just like his tone. Like that's true. Like, can I just be honest? Like, sometimes like the clips that I saw him were very aggressive, very angry, and like women take that as like being like scolded at. You're like, you know, being like yelled at. And I think if he was able to deliver a message in more of a relatable way for women, but I don't think that's what he's like his goal. It's not for women, it's for the men out there.
Yes.
So I think just like his tone, I think if you listen to his content as a woman that's not ready to be offended, you can really get you a right man that you want.
That's correct.
Like if you like, ladies they're you guys are not being very smart with this.
That's what I'm saying.
I think it's really the tone. Like if he can just adjust his way of speaking so that he's able to not only gravitate towards the men, but also get the ladies to understand the perspective. Ladies will really, I think, develop and change in a different way. Now, of course, like age and everything, nobody wants to hear they're getting older, and as you get older, you can't have X, Y, and Z, but it's a reality. So it's like you're better off to like consider the factors and then move accordingly. So I really just think it's the way his message is being delivered. Now, of course, I don't agree with everything this guy says, but majority of the things, it's pretty valid, factual points. So I really just think it's the way his message is being delivered.
Got it. Number one, he's not changing his tone, nor should he.
Exactly.
It got him this far. Do you play? You're still the top G.
1,000%.
All good.
Yes.
So he's not changing that.
Good.
Number two, let's talk about age. You talked about being moldable, okay?
Yeah.
What's that?
I said he's top G.
Top G.
He's not.
I kind of agree that I think women 21 to 24, they got some figuring shit out to do. They need to date the wrong guy. They need to fucking fuck up. They need to go through their whole phase. Like, because the last thing you want to do is get married at 22 and like you were molded or whatever. I've seen this happen before. Next thing you know, you're 37 and you're like, I never got to party. I never got to be the girl on a yacht. I never got to bang the Latino guy in the club, whatever. And then like you're going to have this like, I wish. So there is a component for women to kind of get some of the stuff out of your system. And then let's say whether it's 24, 25, whatever, then you can kind of get settled into it. I'd say the exact same thing to guys, but just wait till you're in your 30s. Like any guy that's like trying to get married at 22, I'm like, bruh.
Don't do it.
What? Okay, so that's the biggest thing is the age factor. By the way, age factor, what's the difference between age gap between you and your husband?
23 years.
23 years.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm absolutely okay with it. I mean, I'm totally okay with it. If I wanted to be with a millennial man, I could have. I tried it. I did not like it. This is the crisis of masculinity, okay? I mean, a lot of Gen X men, they had to have game. You know, you had to like prove your worth and your value. You had to like, hey, we're going to go here, meet me at this time. And you had to hone it. And now it's like guys are swiping or they're texting or sending a message. So I really like the masculinity that my husband brings to the table. But I think a lot of women romanticize it and aren't faced with the reality of it because you do have to make a lot of adjustments. This is not a man that you can control. But it's like, well, that's like what I thought was sexy in the first place. So I better figure out.
I